Hey everyone, welcome back to Kevin Navigates, where we tackle the challenges of health, wealth, and relationships to help you steer towards success. Today, we're talking about something incredibly important: how health and wealth are deeply interconnected, especially for men over 40. Stick around because I'll share actionable strategies you can implement today to improve both areas of your life. Let's start with the obvious. Health is the foundation of everything. When you are healthy, you have more energy, focus, and resilience to handle life's challenges. Think about it. How can you build wealth if you're constantly exhausted, battling health issues, or unable to think clearly? Research shows that people who exercise regularly and maintain good health tend to perform better at work, make smarter decisions, and have fewer sick days. That translates into higher earning potential and career longevity. If you're looking to transform your health, boost your energy, and simplify your nutrition, the carnivore diet and low-carb keto lifestyle might be the perfect fit. These approaches focus on reducing your carbohydrates and rely on nutrient-dense foods like meat, eggs, and healthy fats, enabling your body to burn fat for energy instead of relying on sugar. The process when your body converts the fat is called ketosis. This has been scientifically proven to improve energy levels, support mental clarity, and reduce inflammation. For example, if you're a lion, you're running on ketosis because you're not eating carbohydrates or sugar. So by fueling your body with ketones, you're tapping into a more sustainable and efficient energy source. I've adopted a program that has changed my health in just the past 6 months, losing over 60 pounds and controlling my glucose levels to the point where I'm no longer pre-diabetic. The carnivore and keto lifestyles eliminate highly processed foods and excess carbohydrates, which can lead to spikes and crashes in energy levels. Instead, they encourage the consumption of real whole foods that nourish your body and stabilize your blood sugar. People report improvements in metabolism, better hunger control, and significant weight loss. Beyond weight, many experience reduced joint pain, clearer skin, and enhanced mental focus, all linked to lowering overall inflammation and improving metabolic health. Well, one of the things I want to share is that I knew that I had to do something. I had been unhealthy for some time. When I was younger, I played sports. I was very active. And as I got older, kids, priorities change, more focused on career than health. And over time, I would get little aches and pains. My knee would hurt, my wrist would hurt, and most of them were old athletic injuries, but still I would have these aches and pains. If I did any type of really hard work out in the yard, my back the next day would hurt. I was using ibuprofen to alleviate the pain. So I did a lot of research, and I had actually gone through the processes and steps to get approved for Ozempic. And I thought maybe that was the way to go. Something told me, no, that's just not what I should do. I would lay in bed at night and think about, I have young children and I need to be around for a long time. I want to be healthy. I want to be active. I want to be an active parent. I want to be out there running around with them. And what I really kind of one night said, I was listening to Dr. Ken Berry, and I was listening to Sean Baker, and I was listening to Anthony Chafee. I was listening to these guys talk about this carnivore life and what they had experienced. I just dove really into that community, and I said, maybe this is something that would be better for me than trying to take a drug for the rest of my life. So, there's 3 basic simple steps in which to get started. First, you reduce your carbs and gradually cut out sugar, bread, pasta, and other high-carb foods. Once you do that, you replace them with meat, eggs, cheese, healthy fats, butter. I didn't transition that gracefully or gradually, and I got the keto flu pretty bad after about 2 or 3 weeks. So I would recommend transition gradually. It can help you avoid that keto flu while your body adapts to burning fat for fuel. Focus on one ingredient foods. Simplify your meals by eating foods with just one ingredient, like steak, eggs, bacon, occasional dark meat chicken or turkey. Occasionally I'll eat salmon, not very often. Tried to eat sardines, not a fan. Switch up the diet a little bit. This eliminates carbs and ensures you're getting nutrient-dense meals. Stay hydrated and replenish electrolytes. That's really important. As your body shifts to ketosis, it loses water and electrolytes more quickly. Add salt. I was never a salt person, but I have learned to love my salt. Add salt to your meals and drink plenty of water to avoid fatigue and cramping. A few great things I have found along the way are salts and electrolytes from Element. I'm not endorsed by them. I just use a product. We use Redmond's. I know I've done research that Kalima and Jacobsen salts are even better with less heavy metals. Pick salts that have the lowest heavy metal and arsenics in them. Improving your health isn't just about diet. Movement plays a key role too. Simple activities around your house or office can make a huge difference. Consider using a standing desk. The desk that I'm sitting at actually raises and lowers. I have a walking treadmill that I place underneath of it that I can walk while I work throughout the day. I also try to get up every 30 to 45 minutes and just walk around and do different things, so I'm not always sitting around. I park further away in the parking lot, silly things. And recently I've gone to the gym, started working out a little bit to boost my metabolism. I started at 316. This morning I was down to 253. It's over 63 pounds. But you want to boost your metabolism and help counteract the effects of sitting for long periods. Staying active while working keeps me more alert, focused, and it's a simple way to blend health into my daily routine. You don't need fancy equipment. Just a brisk 20-minute walk each day can do wonders. I love the sauna. I like to swim instead of run. I used to be a runner, and I did marathons, half marathons, but I just don't like the beating on my joints anymore. The other thing I really want to talk about in this segment, and I'm really trying to get this channel around health and wealth, is what I call the wealth-health feedback loop. Your financial situation impacts your health. Financial stress is one of the biggest killers of health. It raises your cortisol levels, disrupts your sleep, and can lead to serious conditions like heart disease. I've been there. I've had many sleepless nights worrying about money and different things. It's a vicious cycle. Stress impacts your health, poor health impacts your productivity, and lower productivity impacts your finances. It's pretty simple, really. And that's really what I want to do, is break things down simple. I really want to break down diet simply and finances simply in this YouTube channel. Breaking this cycle starts with understanding the importance of active money management. And so, what does active money management mean? And that's really about being intentional with your money and moving your money where it gets treated the best, making your finances work for you and not somebody else. Earlier in my career, I had my Series 7 license. I am 66. I had life and health. I would do financial planning. I would get paid by the hour and also by investments in the commission world. And what I learned was that I got disenfranchised with the finance world. Every Wednesday we would have lunch and learns where we'd sit with mutual fund companies and listen to mutual fund managers and all these different things. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of mutual funds. And I'm going to go deeper into that as the channel develops and tell you why I'm not big fans of mutual funds and why I'm not big fans of having other people manage your money. I think everybody can manage their own money. I don't think you need to pay somebody to do that. But if you do, understand the basics. That's what these guys get paid for. It's not about a stock tip or anything else. I used to educate my clients that risk is really not knowing the possible outcomes, not knowing all the information, not understanding something. Many people in business every single day do things that other people would think were very risky. A professional that drives a tractor and trailer across the country, some people think that's a very risky job. Talk to a truck driver, he probably doesn't think it's a very risky job. The guy that's up on top of a bridge, painting a bridge, he's very used to it. He could be 400 feet in the air, painting a bridge, and someone's driving on that bridge, looks up and says, wow, what a risky job. So risk is one of those things where it can be managed, understood, I tell everybody all the time, it's always about probabilities. Nothing in life is guaranteed. Your health isn't, your wealth. There's no guarantees. It's all about probabilities and trying to stack those odds in your favor the best that you can with what you do understand. I also feel that many people have been misled or left in the dark by traditional investment professionals. I'm not knocking the profession. I'm just not a big fan. I was a part of the system, and I recognized I didn't want to be a part of that. These individuals are often more focused on earning fees from your assets than truly helping you achieve financial independence. I can tell a real quick story where we would have these contests where if we sold a certain amount of annuities, life insurance, or we sold a certain amount of mutual fund that, they would offer trips to take. I don't know if they still do this or not, but just not a big fan. I think everybody can get educated. And that's what I'm here for, to get educated, both on health and wealth. They're very important to me. The truth is, no one will care more about your financial future than you do. That's why it's essential to take control of your own money and make informed decisions. Educate yourself about tools and opportunities available to grow your wealth. I just want to break it down real simply. There's bonds. These are essentially loans that are governments, corporations. There's a two-part element. There's a price element and a rate. They often provide regular interest payments and are generally considered lower risk, but you have to be careful because they have a price element and a rate instrument, and it can at times be confusing. For example, if the price of a bond is $1,000 and the government wants to raise $1,000 and you decide to buy that bond, it says for the next 5 years, it's going to pay back, let's say, a 5% interest rate. Okay. Well, what will happen is there's rating agencies or the municipality itself or the government agency. They may be relying on the economy, tax receipts. Well, those bonds are priced all the time in the open market. You got to understand that the bond market is 10 times bigger than the stock market. The bond market is ginormous. If you looked at the total value of what each markets were. So with the price element is if a government agency or municipality has a poor rating, what you could sell that on the open market, that bond for, would go down. And let's say it would go down to $900. Someone would only be willing to pay $900 because they're afraid that they're not going to get paid. Well, as that goes down, the yield goes up. Well, that looks good unless you bought that bond at $1,000. If you had to get rid of that bond, you can only get $900 for it. So they do, it's an inverse relationship between the price and the yield or rate. Price goes up, price goes down. There's reasons why it goes up and down. I'll get more into that as we go further with the channel. But bonds can be a great way to add stability and income to your portfolio. For example, over the past few years, a great strategy that I have recommended, have my wife doing it, where it's called T-bill and chill. You can buy short-term treasury bills. A treasury bill is less than 2 years. You are earning 4.5% to 5.5% on your money. Is only tied up for anywhere from 1 month to 2 years, depending on what you're comfortable for. I do project management on homes and businesses, and a lot of the clients were using this strategy. They were building what we call the bond ladders, where they knew they needed X number of dollars every month. So they would put 1 month, $20,000 in a T-bill for 1 month, and then they would do a $20,000 T-bill out for $40,000, and they would build a ladder and earn interest on it. Sometimes they didn't want to pay their bills because they were earning basically 5.5%, and not having to do anything about their money, and they're making pretty decent income off of it. It wasn't much risk to it at all. When you buy a stock, you're basically purchasing a piece of a company. Stocks can offer higher returns over long term, but they come with increased risk and volatility. You really want to learn how to analyze a company. I recommend investing in companies that you believe in, that you use. There's all different investing strategies. And you also want to look at fundamentals. I look at the technical side of it. Fundamentals is it a value? Is it worth the price that they're asking for it? Most recently, over the last 4 or 5 years, things have been very overvalued. Value investing has been tough. When I say market, I mean I'm looking all over the world. I tend to stick with companies that I really like and understand. Warren Buffett has become one of the best, most successful investors. He buys things that he understands. I like using technical analysis. It gives me an idea of when to buy, when to sell, and that is purely supply and demand, how much somebody wants it or how much they want to get rid of it. Some people think it's voodoo. It's not voodoo. There's an emotional behavior behind money and investing. And if you can understand that and you can see trends, you can do very well with technical analysis. It's something that at least should understand. Asymmetric opportunities, that's a great way in making stock investments. And basically what a asymmetrical opportunity is something where there's an anomaly that may be happening. Bad news might come out and the stock may get hit on price really hard and nobody wants it. There's a lot of selling pressure against it, but the fundamentals in the company are good and you feel like it may bounce back. Everything's telling you it was oversold either technically or it's been ignored. Different things might happen, or it might be a play on something else. One of the plays out there right now is everybody's talking about AI with chips and different technologies. One of the great plays on AI is actually looking at the energy sector because AI takes up so much of the power in the power grid and they just consume so much that you can look at that. That could be an asymmetrical move or trade. But you're really looking for something that's been out of favor or underlooked that has good potential. And sometimes it takes 3 to 6 months. It could be something that takes years to develop. But precious metals, gold, silver, other metals, I believe in them as a store of value. You can't deny for centuries it's been a store of value. They can act against a hedge against inflation and economic uncertainty. I love gold. I love silver. I look at times to buy it, hold on to it, and also trade it. I like trading the shiny metals as well. Options and futures, these are financial instruments allow you to speculate on or hedge against price changes in assets like stocks, commodities, currencies. And they offer the potential to have significant profits because you're using leverage with an option. And you can provide income for a portfolio. You can hedge against risk with options. When I took my Series 7 exam years ago, the options portion was, I think it was only 25 or 30 questions of the overall exam, but you had to do greater than 70%. And if you did not know options, you did not pass that exam. In order to sell stocks and bonds as a career, you need to have your Series 7. There's a bunch of different securities and exchange licenses to have, but the 7 is kind of the one that allows you to sell stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and those and likes. Again, you can use it as leverage. You can use it as insurance. I'll go into deeper in options and how they work. But if you're going to manage money, you have to understand options and how critical they are for managing money. Of the tests, options are, like I said, great tools to protect your stocks by hedging and generating return. I'm very active in the real estate market. I work with clients all the time on real estate projects, developing, building from raw land up to improvements. It's something you can provide income, appreciation, depreciation. There's a lot of tax benefits. Real estate probably has the best tax benefit other than life insurance for investing. It offers a tangible asset, which you can make it a part of your whole portfolio of things. Commodities, I like oil and commodities as well. Wheat, coffee, sugar, I watch those things and they all can be traded like stocks. But everything is influenced by supply and demand. And that's something I really want to dive in and make a video on supply and demand and just how important it is. And then also there's privately held assets. When I was actively managing money, one of the things that I did a lot of research on was limited liability partnerships, LLPs. general partnerships, privately held assets. If you're an HVAC contractor or electrical contractor, or you are mom and pop that have a picture frame business, that is an investment. It can provide income. A lot of times I see things off balance where some people put all their money in that. It can become top heavy where if something negatively happens, health or whatnot, it's harder to get out of, or they make themselves a key person that if they're not there, the business kind of starts to fall apart or unravel. I've done a lot of work in that area as well, of helping people with that and understanding marketing and pricing and evaluation using the investment background. And when I look at the investment world in health, it's the same because it's using the same disciplines and the same, I shouldn't say strategy, but approach to learning and simplifying and narrowing it down, kind of getting focused, coming up with a plan, executing, and then sticking with it. That's the hardest part, sticking with it. I've been on diets before, gained weight, lost weight, but this carnivore diet, it is the most simple diet I've ever been on. I can eat as much as I want, just as long as it's carnivore. And businesses, there's tax advantages, and taxes are a big part of it, understanding how taxes work and how to become efficient with the tax code. It's a rule book, and you have to understand how to abide by those rules. Each of these investment options has its own risk and rewards. By learning how they work, you can create a financial strategy tailored to your goals and needs. It's more than just numbers in a bank account. It's about empowerment. When you're proactive with your finances, you're reducing uncertainty and stress. A solid financial plan can help you sleep better at night, take better care of your body, and feel confident in the future you're building. And one of my big things was when I was in college, I had this question: what's more important, money or happiness? If you have money, there's a lot of things that can make you happy. And if you don't have money, there's a lot of things that can make you unhappy. So I think it's all about balancing your health, balancing with how much time you work, balancing with how much time you spend with your family. There's always this old adage, a man on his deathbed never, complained that he should have worked longer or harder. It's all about balancing and having a peace of mind. It comes with knowing you're prepared for life's challenges and opportunities. Actionable strategies for better health and wealth. Improving your health doesn't have to be overwhelming. You start small. You start stripping it down. 3 simple steps. Move more. Walking, simple things. Find activity and joy. I found pickleball. I like playing pickleball. It's a silly game, but it's social and I like it. I'm doing it. Eating smarter, focusing on whole foods. It's kind of crazy that you go into a grocery store, and I challenge people to go in there and pick things in the grocery store that don't have seed oils in them. And you're like, what's bad about seed oils? Well, I'm going to pick on canola oil right now because there is no such thing as canola oil. It's rapeseed oil. It was originally used for lubricating machinery back in World War I or World War II. They had this great idea that nobody was going to buy rapeseed oil, so they named it canola oil, which I think stands for Canada Oil Company. Your body doesn't recognize what canola oil is. It's foreign to it. Your body knows what to do with a piece of steak. It knows what to do with just one ingredient foods. And I know it sounds boring, but years of just slowly eating seed oils and too much sugar and different things, it's harmful on a cellular level. What I would say is that if you went to a grocery store and you looked at all the ingredients that have seed oils and added sugar and things that you can't understand in them, is probably not a good thing, and I'd probably avoid eating it. Now, I've eaten a lot of it and I paid for it. I ballooned up. My heaviest, I was pushing 320. I've been no saint, but I know that I want to live longer and healthier and have a healthier and wealthier life. And in order to do that, certain things you have to do. Everything's a trade-off. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do any of it. It's just really what your independent goals are. Sleeping better. You want to aim for 7-8 hours a night. Create a routine, turn screens off, dim the lights. We use red lights to help get our body ready. It's wild how the body works on circadian rhythms and with sunlight. And with money, there's some simple things you can do to improve your financial. You track your assets. If you don't know where your money is, how can you manage it? You can't understand where your money goes and how it's being treated. And there's this adage that bad money pushes out good money all the time. If money is not being treated well, it won't treat you well. And those are concepts that we'll go into further as I develop more videos. You can't manage what you don't measure. Spreadsheets or apps. There's apps for everything. The spreadsheets are really simple to see where your money is and know where it's going. And are you earning on it? Is it costing you too much to have it? A lot of people say, well, I want to invest money. Where would I put $10,000? If you have a credit card that you have a balance of $10,000 on it, and it's costing you 22 or 23 or 24% on your money, you're not going to get an investment. You're better off paying off that debt. So you want to look at how your money is being treated and what bills you have. And it doesn't have to be big. You can baby step anything and everything to get where you want to go. It's just making it a habit. There's a good book called Atomic Habits that I actually listened to on a plane on a couple flights. Good, but it's good to read. You want to prioritize an emergency fund. You want to aim for 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. Any kind of cushion. They say that most Americans can't absorb $1,000 worth of an unexpected expense. Something like 60% of the people in the United States can't. That would put them. And you're only one step away from tipping that cart and really changing your situation. So having a cushion, and that's part of money management and how to manage your money and how to treat that money well, and just basically how to keep things in check. It can protect you from unexpected stressors, job loss, medical bills. You want to invest wisely. Start small. Learn yourself, from various sources and develop plans. Don't listen to just me. Listen to a couple different sources. If you're new to investing, keep watching me and others that have experience and want to help share our knowledge. I really want to simplify things so you can understand them and share your wins and losses, by taking control of your finances. And you're also taking, control of your future. And remember, it's not just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. When you take care of your health, you're more equipped to enjoy the wealth you're building. And when your finances are in order, you have the freedom to prioritize what truly matters. Better financial health leads to better physical and emotional health. When your money is working for you, it opens doors to a healthier, more fulfilling life. So let's get started. Let's break the cycle of financial stress, build a foundation for success, and create the life you've always wanted, step by step. Thank you for joining me on this journey. It's going to be a long one, hopefully productive, and you enjoy it. If this video resonates with you, hit the like button, subscribe, share it with someone who might benefit. Let's navigate the path to success together. What are your biggest challenges with health and wealth? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and see you next time. Thank you.